We are truly in uncharted territory with all the horrible things going on, but I want to get into one specifically. I'm Eliza Orland's career public defender in Manhattan for 15 years, and here's the executive order I really want to talk about. One of the many executive orders Trump signed was this one, restoring the death penalty and protecting public safety. Now, the Biden administration had issued a moratorium on the federal death penalty. July 1st of 2021, Attorney General Merrick Garland was the one who imposed the moratorium on the death penalty in the Biden administration. And then back in December, about a month and a half before the end of his presidency, President Biden commuted the death sentences of just about everyone on death row because he knew that Donald Trump would go on a killing spree. And Donald Trump, in fact, is planning to do just that. The start of this is pretty typical. He's really basically just laying out the reasons why he supports the death penalty and capital punishment generally. But then he talks about Biden's moratorium and the commutation of the sentences of 37 of the 40 people on death row. Clearly really pissed about it. He says that this subverts and undermines capital punishment, defies the laws of our nation, makes a mockery of justice, etc. But I want you to focus on this part right here. Here's where he's really actually doing something that changes the law. He's saying that the Attorney General shall, where consistent, regardless of other factors, for every federal capital crime involving these two things, will seek the death penalty. Shall. The murder of a law enforcement officer or a capital crime committed by an alien illegally present in this country. Now, the reason why this matters is because typically each individual U.S. attorney for each state would determine, based on the prosecution, based on every other factor, whether or not to seek the death penalty, depending on the circumstances. Well, here it's saying in these circumstances, the death penalty is mandated. So the reason why this could be particularly nuts is, like, let's say someone who's being charged with a capital crime and they are an illegal alien. Well, the death penalty must be sought on their case, even if, let's say, they have a co-defendant and that person is a U.S. citizen. And so the prosecutor decides to seek a lesser sentence on that case, the federal death penalty would be mandated in that circumstance. Now, one of the other things that's happening is states that have the death penalty have been having a hard time enacting it because they don't have the sufficient drugs to carry out lethal injection. So now he is saying that the Attorney General shall take all necessary and lawful action to ensure that each state has a sufficient supply of drugs to carry out lethal injection. And he basically also says that the Attorney General shall encourage states' attorneys general and district attorneys to adopt policies and practices aligned with this executive order. During his first term, President Trump oversaw more federal executions than any other president in over a century. It's just one of the many horrific things going on right now, but make sure you're following me here and on all platforms because I will be keeping you updated on all the things legal and tracking Trump. So make sure you're following. Thanks for being here and leave questions in the comments.